How are you? Good. Okay, thank you. Does anyone speaks like Korean or like? Uh, can you raise your hand if you speak Korean? All right, some of you don't. All right, I'll speak in English. All right, hello, I'm Tam. Nice to meet you. I actually got the LASIK last week, so I can't see a thing actually. But still, and yet I'm still presenting here. I can't do that. Yeah, so today I'm going to talk about Optimism Collective's Blob Firefighting. So Christine, in the last presentation, she talked about the Fusaka. I will talk about the Fusaka again. So again, GM, we are Sunnyside Labs. So I'm leading a team named Sunnyside Labs. We are one of the core dev team of Optimism Collective, formerly known as Test and Prod. We are actually still Test and Prod in Twitter because I'm so lazy to change it. Yeah, so these slides contains Collective's journey, so our journey of firefighting blobs since January. We, OP Labs, and the base and Sonium, we are actually working very hard to accelerate the Fusaka. We actually want to ship Fusaka earlier than the next year, so hopefully we can make it. So let's get started. It all started with the blobs. So let's go back to January 2025. So blobs were hitting the target since early November. So if we do this simple math, we can see that that is the maximum of the targets of the Ethereum blobs. So this is pretty a big deal because rollups are growing, as we all know, and so is Superchain. If we look at the number, the user operation has grown about like 3x in the last year. And to be honest, it looks like it's already full. It pretty much looks like already full. I mean, like literally, you cannot go up than that. But the problem is, Unichain Sonium hasn't taken off yet, and the World Chain is still growing rapidly, and they want to grow more. So what should we do? We should scale it. So worry no more. We have PeerDAS. I think we need a cute little mascot for the PeerDAS too. I hope we have. So PeerDAS, it's not a big of a deal. So it's a new way to store and propagate the blobs. So we can. So right now, all the consensus nodes store all the blobs and propagate all the blobs. It's really a little bit of primitive ways to store and propagate the blobs. But now we can split the blobs, and nodes can only store the fraction of the blobs, not all. So the theoretical limit is 128 blobs per a block. So right now we can only store 3. So it's about like what, 42x, right? It's a pretty big deal. And so, as Kristen mentioned, we thought about the BPO, the block parameter only forks because, it's a theoretical limit. So we have no idea if it's actually work. So we wanted to gradually increase the blob counts in the mainnet. Cool. So as of January 2025, we thought, all right, where are we? So we went to a good friend Jimmy here. He's a core dev at the Lighthouse. He's really amazing. So we asked Jimmy, hey Jimmy, we want to borrow some hands about shipping the PeerDAS earlier than the next year. So how can we help? And he's like, nice, it's really good to have y'all. And it's very hopeful. Only a few features left, and testing and interrupts are remaining. And plus, people working on the Pactra will come back on this pretty soon, but that actually never did happen yet. Yeah, so, all right, I have plenty of time. So yeah, so base folks started to working on the drafting for the new features and the implementation of the Prism client, and we grabbed the iterating a lot of devnets in order to measure the performances of the PeerDAS, and we also helped implementation of the Lighthouse client. And Sonium folks, they joined recently, and they are also helping on the implementation side. So they're working on the TechU, and they're great. But it wasn't as but like, it's as always, it isn't really as easy as expected. It's really difficult because we started to run DevNet every week um, to give a lot of clarities for the core devs. But the problem was for the first DevNet that we ran, we actually ran the Pactra codes. We ran the Pactra codes and we did the blob load testings. And so like with the Pactra code, we could handle 72 blobs in a very ideal network conditions. So like in the mainnet, this is never going to happen because like in the mainnet, the network conditions are not as ideal as this. And in the very next DevNet, we kind of figure out that with the pure DAS, as of January, like we could do only 20, or 17. This was a little bit disappointing. So we went back to the client devs and like, yo, client devs, Pactra code could do like 72, but like with the pure DAS, right now our implementation could only do 20 at maximum. Is there any like is it expected? Is this good? And they were like, oh, all right, this is a little bit surprising, but a little bit expected. So we need to finish like some more remaining features to scale at that level. So these are offloading proof computations to the BUIDL nodes. Not of a big deal. So like right now the consensus clients take a lot of time to generate proofs, but like this is offloading some of the proof generation time to the transaction sender, so that we can save up a lot of time, and adding distributed blob publishing for the clients. This is a similar mechanism to save up a lot of bandwidth and time. Not the bandwidth, time. So, but looks like pretty much a bumpy road. These are kind of not small features. These are kind of full features that takes a lot of time. But thanks to the best firefighters in the world, Sonny and Base, they're really great. We are slowly getting there. We're firefighting. We are helping all the major clients, Teku, Prism, and Lighthouse. We are opening up the PRs in order to finish the PR DAS earlier than we expected. And we actually had a lot of progresses. So right now, with the new, with a few improvements and the implementations, we observed that we could, right now, our code, like this, right now the code could handle about like 50 blobs, which is pretty great. It's about like, we are getting there. So as always, Ethereum's future is bright, as always. Hope so. Thank you all for listening. It's actually ended a lot earlier than expected, but yeah. All right, thank you. I'll take questions if any. Oh, 11 minutes actually. Yeah, plenty of time. So, yeah, any questions if you have? Oh, yeah. Other client means like the Grand Line and those kind of. Oh, right. This will. So, I'm working in the Optimism Collective. I'm very optimistic about things. Hopefully, in 2 quarters. Hopefully in 2 quarters. I really hope so, because like after we finish some of the notable clients, we are going to also borrow our hands to finish up like other clients too, so that we can accelerate things.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Any other questions? I'll count 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you.